You've got to be willing to take chances to win. Now, what does it mean to take chances? Well, it could be you're going out for a competition in a sport, let's say. Don't just be the average person who shows up, punches the clock, and does their thing. Work really hard. Work out harder. Stay longer. Put things into your body that will make you stronger and faster. More water, more hydration, more nutrition, et cetera, et cetera. Really push yourself and set little goals, right? What are some of the things that you could do to push yourself? I talk to people all the time and they'll say, well, how's your day going today on the sales floor or whatever it is? Oh, pretty good, pretty good. And I'll say well, what are your goals for today? And they either don't have goals or they'll say, oh, I don't know, I want to write a couple $1,000s or whatever. And then I say, okay, well, what does that mean? What do you mean you want to write a couple $1,000s? You want to write some leather sofas? You're going to write protection plans? What are you going to do to get to those few $1,000s? And most people don't have an answer. They just kind of agree with me or whatnot. That's what it's all about, right? It's setting goals and markers so that you can reach those markers. You got to challenge yourself. I hear this all the time when I talk to people about investing in real estate or the stock market or Bitcoin, right? Things of this sort. Many, many times people that are not in these spaces or don't understand it will say to me oh, that's risky. Or, oh, I don't do that. I have a 401k and so on and so forth. And this is part of the reason why most of these people are not wealthy. It's because they're not willing to take chances. You don't have to take really risky chances. You have to educate yourself on topics and then put a little bit into each thing so that you can learn and progress, right? I had a really good conversation the other day with somebody about digital currency. The first thing out of their mouth was, oh, it's really risky. They don't understand the underlying principles of digital, so they wouldn't know anything other than, oh, it's really risky. And what they know is what they see on the news, or they see the high ups and downs and don't understand that it's still in its early phases. And once it stabilizes, that will change significantly. It's kind of like if you went back and told somebody, hey, you're not gonna believe this. We're gonna be driving vehicles with wheels and motors in them someday. And they would laugh at you, right? No, good old reliable horses. Why would we do that? Or when Apple was invented, or when the computer was invented, or when Coca-Cola came along and Pepsi, and they were fighting back and forth. Some of those people that originally invested in those companies are multi-millionaires. People that invested in, Amazon, right? Nobody would believe it. They failed several times. Many big companies failed several times. Digital currency may be one of those where it goes way up and down. But if you aren't taking chances, you won't know. You'll just be somebody who says, boy, I wish I would have been one of those. I'm not encouraging you to get into digital currency. I'm just using it as an example because it's a hot topic today, right? So you've got to be willing to take chances. And in my mind, the way you take chances is you look at what you're doing today and understand that it's not enough. You got to push a little harder. You got to try different things. You got to experiment. Stop watching TV for a little while and read a book on cryptocurrency, or read a book on the blockchain, the underlying sort of foundation of the digital currency, not even so much the coins and such. Read a book on investing in real estate, or read a book on actual residential real estate. Read a book on fiat currency, the dollar, and understand how America became the number one foundation of the world economy, right? And what that means for our future and what that means for you and your wealth and retirement. Important stuff, guys. I mean, yeah, we can mill along, but if we aren't educating ourselves and taking chances, we are not going to progress. All right, so I'd love to hear your comments below. What are you doing today to take chances? Or what are you going to do to set little goals that push your limits so that you can excel? Put your comments below.